22 days from today, Major League Soccer will resume its season in Orlando. First match July the 8th will be Orlando and Miami. Funny how that draw came out. Anyway, it's going to be good to have soccer back again. We'll have the games for you right here, myself and Jay Nolly. We'll have the calls for you here throughout the tournament on ESPN 700. I'm guessing our next guest is pretty excited, too. He's RSL's captain, Kyle Beckerman, joining us here. You ready to play some real soccer finally?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been just so much fun getting back to just the basic practice. This week it's been our first full practice where everybody can come back and we can just have a normal practice, not small numbers or one person, one ball. So it's been a lot of fun, and I think we're all just ready to get started, get fit, get sharp, and start competing against some other teams.
So are you telling me you didn't like standing on the corner of the field dribbling through cones by yourself?
Yeah, I had some fun with that too. Just having somewhere to go and some coaches to lay down cones and all the different drills. So yeah, it was all right, but this is much better with everyone.
You've been through a lot in your career. You've seen a lot of things. You've played a lot of places. You've done a lot of different things. You've been through your fair share of labor disputes as well. Was there ever a point, Kyle, where you were worried there wouldn't be a season?
I thought, mainly because of the virus, I thought that maybe it wasn't going to be possible. The Orlando thing kind of came pretty quickly. I think Major League Soccer saw an opportunity to get out in front of the American people and in a time when maybe some other sports wouldn't be up and running. So, that got going. So you're thinking for sure that's going to happen, this Orlando. But at one point, I didn't think Orlando would happen. And then I was a bit worried that maybe there wouldn't be a season at all. But, Orlando, I guess we'll wait and see. But I guess for now we're on and going, and hopefully everything stays, the way it is today, and that everything goes forward and we can, do this tournament and complete it.
From everything you've read, from the protocols and what you're going to be doing from a staying and testing in Orlando to the tournament setup yourself, are you comfortable with everything?
Yeah, I guess as players, we're putting a lot of trust in the league and that they're going to keep us safe. And so, from the numbers and things you're kind of seeing in the news about Florida right now, it's not looking great, but we got trust in the league that they're going to have everything set for us. And if somebody does catch the virus and it's with symptoms and all that they're going to have everything in place for that person. And so we're just kind of going with that knowledge that they'll have it ready for us. So, but it is, it's still a little concerning just seeing, it doesn't seem like it's going away right now, but yet we're going to go forward. But it is what it is, and so we just got to be safe, do the right thing, all the protocol, and hopefully we'll go down there, have a fun tournament, and everybody will stay safe and healthy.
Kyle Beckerman's with us here on the Bill Riley Show. From the tournament standpoint, there's no good way to necessarily do it, but the World Cup kind of set up, you guys getting a top seed in your group. Is there some, at least, does it feel like it could be kind of fun, this tournament setup?
Yeah, I think the setup should be a lot of fun for us players and also for the fans. I think when you have that tournament style, we're going to have maybe about 2 weeks every day. There'll be a couple games. Then we'll get to the knockout stage, and it'll be just like a World Cup. And it seems like when that World Cup comes around, you get some viewers to watch that wouldn't watch soccer, just on a regular basis, but they'll tune into a World Cup, and so hopefully we can get those viewers out as well. And it'll be a really unique tournament, and it might be the only time in MLS history that we have a tournament like this, or maybe this is the start of something that will be annual. I don't know, but I think once we get down there, get going, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I do too, Kyle, and I've said this too. You guys are a 25-year-old league. It's not, it's the one thing I try to explain to novice MLS fans that don't know a lot about the league. You guys are 25 years old. Those leagues in Europe are over 100 years old each. So you guys have come a long way in 25 years. But as you said, you've never had a stage where it was all yours. And to be very fair, the NBA's not starting till the end of July. Baseball, we don't know if it's going to happen. Hockey, who knows? Football's still a month and a half away. So in many ways, you guys may have more eyeballs on you on a consistent basis than you've ever had before. I think it's a great chance for the league to showcase itself. And for those that haven't seen MLS or maybe haven't seen it in a number of years, a chance to see the quality of soccer in the league.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, there's already ratings and stuff going on in the Bundesliga that's been going on now for a couple weeks. Basically the only league going on active right now, and they're seeing their ratings are the best they've ever had. So I think, like I said earlier, you know, the league really saw an opportunity here to be out in front. So it's on us players to provide entertainment. And I think, you know, when you're watching, you know, you get people want to watch sports, and if you can get behind when your city's in the box score, you know, you can watch and get behind that your city's playing against a different city. And I think that's what happens in the World Cup. Everybody gets behind their country and tunes in because you're rooting for your country, whether you're a novice to the sport or you're a veteran. So I think that's going to be real similar here in Orlando, is people are going to be able to get behind their city, whether they're into the sport or not.
What'd you make of the draw? Kansas City, Colorado, Minnesota?
Say that again, Bill. I lost you.
Oh, that's okay. I said, what did you make of your guys' draw there in Group D?
Yeah, it seemed like it was meant to happen. It just, I mean, there's classic rivalries in every group. It was almost like the groups were already set up, and the draft that they did was already made. But I guess that's just the way it is. You know, what do we have? 26 teams now, and there was only going to be 4 or 5 groups, so you're going to get some rivalries, and it seemed like it matched up. Our group matched up with some exciting rivalries with Colorado and Kansas City. You got LA teams in their group. Even in Seattle's group, Seattle and Dallas had a really pretty tense playoff game where some, you know, the emotions were running high, so it's almost turned that Seattle-Dallas into a rivalry. I think there was probably only maybe 2 rivalries in the league that didn't get into the group out of all of them. So I think every group's really tough. Teams that maybe didn't do well last year, didn't make the playoffs. Like you look at our group, the 2 teams that didn't make the playoffs, and they're 2-0 this year, and then Minnesota's 2-0 as well. And so it's going to be a really tough tournament, and especially everybody's kind of in the same boat with the layoff. And so, you know, teams are going to have to find your form, and you're going to have to just find ways to win, especially early, until you can kind of get into that, you know, the form that you're in, you know, mid-season and stuff. It's going to be an interesting tournament. I don't think too many teams are super confident right now, but you're going to have to go down there and, you know, win a game. Then you'll start to make that confidence and the momentum pick up, and then it's about riding that and see how far you can go.
Since we're going World Cup style, did any one of those groups jump out at you as a group of death?
I feel like almost like every group was a group of death. Like there wasn't many. I didn't see a group and say, "Oh, that's an easy group." I felt like every group's tough, and if you feel like your group is easy, I think you're probably underestimating the group.
Yeah, I wonder, you know, with all the rivalries they threw together, I was a little surprised they didn't throw NYCFC and the Red Bulls in, but they kind of separated those, but everybody else felt like they kind of had a natural rivalry in there. We're talking
I thought that was the only one that probably didn't happen.
Yeah, I agree. We're talking to Kyle Beckerman here on the Bill Riley Show today. So now that you guys have gotten back to kind of full group practicing, you were able to do small groups the last couple of weeks. How are things coming together? Because early in the year and even the first 2 games, you didn't have the whole group together. You still had a number of guys that were out on injury and stuff. And then when you're doing individual stuff, you're really not working out. So you finally kind of have everybody back together and healthy. How are things coming along?
Yeah, it's been good. It's I think the staff's done a really, really good job during this break to keep our fitness up, because you go through that preseason, building your fitness, building your form and sharpness. Then you finally get to the games, and now it's like, okay, here we go. And then to take almost another off season again, but really it wasn't, nobody took any vacations. Nobody went home. It was strictly, right away we got a fitness program together for everyone. So I think now that we're back together, it's a little different than you would in preseason, because preseason, those first couple of weeks, you're building that fitness back before you start working on some things. And now that we're back, we're just going and getting right back at it like it was the regular season. So we're working on our principles. We've got a new coach this year, assistant coach, who's brought some different principles and things to the staff that's made us think and do things a little differently. And so a lot of that, which we did all preseason, trying to get these principles in everybody's brain so that it can become second nature. So we're just continuing to work on that. And of course we still need some work, but it's been good. It's just been a lot of hard work. I think today we went like 2:30 out on the field, and just really trying to plug away at getting things to become second nature, so we don't even have to think. We're just out there and playing. So far so good. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's looking strong, and we just got to keep on trying to improve every day, and then go down to Orlando and find ways to win the game, and take it from there.
What does anything feel different this year? You mentioned the new assistant, but Freddie got kind of thrown in midstream last year, and he was finding his way the way you guys were finding your way. He got named head coach, had the off season, had you guys in preseason. Is there anything a little bit different, any philosophy, any vibe different with Freddie being in his first full year and not being the interim anymore?
Well, he's definitely, taking more charge for sure. I think he feels a bit more confident this year going in with a full preseason, putting his philosophy into the game. But I think for the main part, we're trying to work all up the field, and in a ton of video, kind of seeing what some of the top teams in the world, what they're doing. Field for when we get into the attacking third, and it's just a lot of just little principles of when the ball goes here, okay, we need to get two guys here, and we need to have one running in behind, and then one checking a little short for the ball on the ground. All these little things that it's just like trying to get to where it's second nature. So once the ball switched to the other side, boom, there's guys getting in there, and it doesn't have to be a certain position that you have to go and be in this spot every time. It could be anyone, but it's just like, these are the spots we need to fill. This is going to help us break a team down. So it's a lot of little things like that, which you wouldn't even notice in a game necessarily, but it's something that they're constantly trying to get us to think and to see these things out there. And if it's not on, and when we get to the spot, and now when you look up and if you don't see players in certain positions, okay, well then we got to go to the other side and let's try again. So it's almost like you're resetting and kind of putting some plays in place without a stop, or, obviously you don't get a timeout and then put together a play. So it's like kind of, you're almost putting together plays as everything's active, and just trying to, and basically that just makes it, you're trying to make the game as basic as possible. As soon as you get here, boom, 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 you have three passes short, and you got one over top. And then if it goes side, boom, it's automatic. So it's a lot of things like that, and just trying to get us to, this is our style of play and this is what we want to do, and constantly reminding us that. And so if we keep training, it will at some point become second nature.
When was the last time you played a real match in front of no fans?
Oh, man. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. I guess probably before I turned pro.
Probably like a youth soccer, club soccer somewhere, maybe?
Yeah, but I feel like my parents were there. Or,
exactly.
I know. This is going to be a first. I think this season, I was asked, how does this feel, different than other? And I guess I would say in that 2001 season when 9/11 happened, and we had to alter the season. It just has that, just a real different. That's the closest this has felt to any season before, was that 9/11 season.
Remember that CONCACAF game in Panama at Arabi Unido? Do you remember that one? There.
Yeah.
I think there were only like 50 people in the stands that night, Kyle. Because I was I was doing my broadcast that night. Dunny and I were in the stands. There may have only been that's about the closest, at least in my broadcasting career, I've come. We had about 50 people in Panama that night, but that's about it.
Yeah. I think that was they had to play not in their home stadium. They had to play we played in the national stadium for that game. So
it was
I think
weird.
Not so many travel. Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah,
I mean, we're going to have to make the momentum. I think a lot of times, especially playing at home, when you get on a team and you're getting shots off, you're getting corners, the crowd gets in it, and the crowd helps make the momentum, and then it's about taking advantage of it and, scoring a goal when you have the momentum, and when the other team has the momentum, it's about bending and don't break. And so a lot of it is just going to be, you have to make the momentum. You have to realize that you have momentum, and then you have to punish the team. And then, like I said, on the other side, when you realize and you can identify that the momentum's on the other side, and it's about just staying strong. Don't give up any dangerous chances, and then eventually that momentum's going to switch. So it's going to put some different things on the players that maybe in other games where you'd have the fans to push you and to get you through tough times. Now we're going to have to go through it alone.
It'll be interesting. There's no doubt about it. Everybody's going to be watching. It'll be good to have sport back. It'll just be a little bit different for the short term. Hey, thanks for coming on today. Keep staying healthy and do your thing, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, Bill. Sounds good. See you, buddy.
Thank you, Kyle. Kyle Beckerman with us here on the Bill Riley Show today.